So day 11 of 12 games of Christmas. We are almost at the end. And today, as I mentioned yesterday, we are working on my Spot the Difference time challenge game. And yesterday we had managed to create some images, some sprites that appeared, and we had up to 21 different sprites depending on the level. Now I want to just start making it look a bit more like a more professional game, or as professional as I can make it. And I've added in some sprites here that just loose on my screen, but I've got some sprites here. This sprite is some lives, and I've also got a how to play and a start button. So where are we going to put these? So let's see. Let's start with the lives. Now the lives, I'm going to move. I'll just put them down at the bottom for now. This might not be where it's going to stay, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller by changing the size. Okay, so I'll put it down there for now, but I think I'll probably move it. Might make it a bit smaller actually for now. Okay, on the code, I've created a variable of lives, and for now, just to test it, I'm going to say that when I click the up arrow, switch costume to lives, and lives is 5 at the moment. Now, I actually want to start off with 1. And the reason for that is it's the costumes. Now I can hide lives so it doesn't confuse people. But basically at the moment here, I've got costume number 1. So let's say that when I click the right arrow, just to try it out for now, what I want to happen is I'm going to want it to flash, and you can do flashing by using a repeat. So I'm going to repeat 4 times. I'm going to make sure that it is on lives. Then I'm going to wait, not 1 second, I think that's a bit too long. Let's try half a second. Then I'm going to switch the costume to lives +1. Let's see if that works. So let's try that. So I'm going to press the right arrow, and you can see it flashes and then it disappears. But the problem is if I press right arrow again, it still does the same thing. So I need some code at the end. I also think that flash is a little bit slow, so I'm going to put that as 0.2. Then what I want to do is I want to, at the end of it, change lives by 1, which means it's now going to go on to the next costume and it's going to stay on that because that's what the lives say. Then what do I need to do? Then I want to do one final switch costume to lives. Alright, so let's start that off. So I lose 1 life, it flashes, disappears, and it stays that way. Now if I press right arrow again, it goes, and the next one disappears, and the next one disappears, and the final one disappears. I haven't got an end screen yet, but at least I've got some lives that flash, so that's good. Back onto the home screen. So we're on the home screen. I've got 2 sprites here, start and how to play. It doesn't look that great. I think they look too big, so I'm going to make that as 50. There we go. And a how to play. I'm going to make that 50 as well. And I'm going to use the tip that we learned earlier on in the course in the 12 games of Christmas. I'm going to change it so that forever, get a forever block when green flag is clicked. If touching mouse, again if else. If touching mouse pointer, then we want the costume to be the number 3, otherwise it goes to costume 1. So just press the green flag. Let's see. You see it's flashing? I feel like it's just a little bit. I'm not sure I like the fact that it's so thin. I can just drag this onto the how to play as well, so we have the same thing going on. The how to play might be slightly different costumes. Costume 1, costume 2, the other way around. There we go. So it flashes, but it doesn't look great. So I might have a play around with that and make it look a little bit bigger. Okay, so when we click on start, so first of all, we need to also make sure that when flag clicked, if I duplicate this, forever, if the costume, if the backdrop, let's change it so that it only shows when it's the home screen. So if, we have to use an equals here, if the backdrop number is equal to 1, then we want it to show, otherwise we want it to hide. So we will only show if it's on the home screen. So if I change to level 1, it disappears. So I'll drag that onto both of those, press the green flag. You can see that when it moves on to level 1, you can't see it anymore. No matter what level it's on, we go back to the home screen and we can see it. Now if start is clicked, so we're going to use a sprite. When this sprite clicked, we're going to change the backdrop. And we're going to change the backdrop to number 2, which is backdrop number 1, I think, on here. So press the green flag here. When I click start, there we go. It goes onto the level 1, and you can see that nothing appears. But I'm going to have to add a broadcast on here because I want the game to start. So let's broadcast a new message, which is game start. And we will need that to activate all of this. So instead of it saying when a space key is pressed, let's have when I receive game start. Okay, let's see where else I've got that. I've got that on here. When space key is pressed, let's change that to when I receive game start. Alright, let's see. Press the green flag, I click start, and there we go. We've got some sprites, and you've got to click on the incorrect one. If I press the incorrect one, at the moment, it doesn't do anything, actually just changes the level. So that's no good. So we need to work on that. So let's go and look at this code here. So when this sprite is clicked, broadcast correct. And I think then we need to go to switch to next backdrop. So click the next backdrop. And I also think and get rid of these for the time being. That maybe we're going to duplicate this, and when it says correct, we'll wait a second and it will run the game code again. I think that might be a problem because I think I need to delete everything. So I think I also need when I receive correct, let's get rid of all of this, delete this clone. Okay, so we're going to click start, and we know this one is the odd one out, so we click on this. Let's see, they all appeared. This one didn't change, because I didn't change this one as well, so I need to add in when I receive correct. I also need to change the code so that it's random each time. If you notice, it was just in the same place. So again, I need to have when I receive game start. Well, I've got when I receive correct next backdrop already, which means don't need that one. When I receive correct next backdrop, when I receive game start, create random list, and when I receive correct, create random list. Alright, let's see if that works now. We click start, we get some houses. This is the odd one out, so we click on it, goes to level 2, we get the faces, but it still doesn't change this one. So, because I haven't got the weight, let's try that one. I'm also going to hide it. Okay, let's try again. So we click on here. Level 2, here we go, we got the same one, that's good. Excellent, we're starting to see this game come to life. Oh, there he is. Okay, this one. This one. This one. So it works. Perfect. Alright, so that's working pretty well. Alright, let's see how it looks so far then. We click start and we get some houses. Click the green, click run, we get a different one. It's in a different place each time. Yeah, it's looking good so far. Now, we need to, I think, make it more difficult each time. So, when I receive correct, change the level difficulty by 3. And then we need to get rid of this bit in here because we don't want it to be set at 10 each time. Okay, so let's try that. So we'll set the level difficulty to start to 6. So starts off with 9. Oh, so I want to start off with 3 because it'll add 3 each time. So let's do that. Oh, no, that didn't do that. Let's try again. Alright, so let's complete it back to 6. Okay, so nice and easy. There's the opposite one. Now we've got 9, that's good. Okay, now we've got 12, let's get a bit more full. Now we've got more. Now we're almost full. Where is it? There it is. And then we're full. Now to make sure it doesn't go more than the one that I want, I've made sure that in the backdrops here I've got this code which says if the level difficulty ever happens to get more than 20, quickly put it back to 20 because we don't want there to be more than 20 clones. That would break the code. Right, so we've got a pretty good game going here. So we've got the start, we've got the how to play, we need to do the lives. So make sure that at the start, when the green flag is clicked, so we're going to just change this a little bit. When the green flag is clicked, set lives to 1. And I think what we'll do is we'll hide first, because we don't want to see it straight away. Then when game starts, so let's add that in. When I receive game start, switch costumes to lives. When I receive correct, no, when I receive incorrect, then it's going to flash and change. Okay, so that's if we receive incorrect, but then we also need to make sure, I think we've got it on the sprite here, so when this sprite is clicked, broadcast incorrect, because this is the one where that all should be the same. So let's click start. Now that lives is not what we want, so switch costume to live, set lives to 1. Let's have a look at our costumes. That's costume number 5, so why did it choose? Oh, I wonder if it was already on. Let's make sure that we set lives to 1. Yeah, it was there. Right, let's try that again. Well, we need then to show it. So we go to looks, go to show. Alright, let's try one more time. There it is, it's at the bottom. Let's hit the wrong one. It flashes. Let's hit the wrong one again. It flashes, but when I hit the right one, it doesn't change. Let's hit the wrong one again. Okay, good. And hit the wrong one again. Now, we want it to end. So we need a bit of code which says something along the lines of, let's get a forever in there. Forever. If lives, now remember lives is going up rather than down, just to help us with the costumes. So if lives greater than 5, which I think is the costume here, oh no, 4, 5 means you're dead, so if it's greater than 4, we will wait 1 second, just so we can see the animations, show that you've lost a life. Then we better broadcast game over. So we'll have a new message of game over. I don't know what we'll do for game over. I haven't sorted that out yet, but when I receive that, so that will happen forever. And let's have another backdrop right at the end. Duplicate this, and I'm just going to write game over. Nice and big, probably too big. Okay, and the final code on here is when I receive game over. Then we want it to switch to backdrop 9, and we can stop all if we want to make sure nothing else is going to happen. We can click stop all. Okay, let's see if that works. So click start. Got 4 lives. I'm going to click this, it's the wrong one. Then I'm going to click it again, it's the wrong one. I'm going to click this one, it's the wrong one. Click this one, it's the wrong one. And there we go. Game over. Oh look, that sprite's still there. But that's quite good. It shows you where that one was. That's quite clever. That works quite nicely. Okay. The only problem is now I don't have something that happens when we win the game. Also, I want to get rid of that home screen and I want to make this look a little bit nicer. So I think I'm going to go away and do that to make it just that little bit more professional. And that's where we'll leave it. And the last final 12 games of Christmas, I am going to just put a few more extra features in this game, maybe a bit of music, and then we're ready to launch it. Okay guys, happy scratching. See you on the final day.